Hello everyone. So as of today, there are currently 177 booths inside of Please Donate. And you can watch hundreds of videos to find out how to get all of them, but it would take you hours to watch every single one. That's why I've created this video, in order to help you collect every single booth in Please Donate with just one video. Now, on your screen, I have set 5 different categories of booths that you can skip to. Booths that you can get for free, booths that cost GiftBux, booths that you can get with Robux, booths that are extremely rare to get, and booths that are unobtainable. So you can skip to the category of booths that you want to collect first with the timestamp in the description or on screen. Otherwise, let's continue with the video. So you want to know how to get every single free booth on Please Donate. Well, let's start with the easiest one, which is the Pixel booth. The Pixel booth is completely free and only requires one thing, which is a code. Click on the yellow ticket on the left side of your screen and enter the code PIXEL to receive the Pixel Playground booth. Next is the Catalog Avatar booth. If you've never played Catalog Avatar Creator, head into Please Donate and type in chat /catalog. This command will teleport you to the Catalog Avatar Creator, which you can mess around and create a new outfit with. Once you've created your new outfit, you can press head back to Please Donate, and once you are teleported back, you should have this new booth, which lets you add these items to your character when you click on them. The Quatan booth. This one's also pretty easy. Just join the group Quatan, and this is important. Make sure the group is by verified Hasm. Type Racer booth. Head to Hasm's profile, click Creations, and find Type Racer. Hit Join Game, create a match. Doesn't matter if it's solo or with a friend, just make sure you play a regular match. After completing this match, you should get this badge right here. And once you come back to Please Donate, you should have the booth. The Pet Sim booth. If you've never played Pet Simulator, join this game right here and exit once you get the badge. The game literally only has one badge, so you'll be fine. Anyways, once you exit out of that, you can go back to Please Donate and you should have the Pet Simulator booth. The Laser Beam booth. So let's bring up the redeem ticket one more time here on the left. Now let's type in Laser Beam. And let's redeem our free laser beam booth. This one's pretty cool, just look at the little particles coming out of it. So these next few booths are where it really starts to get complicated. So let's get started. The Linden booth. For this booth, head to Linden's library of games using the link in the description or just by searching it. Walk through the library until you find this bookshelf right here and click this lever that is behind the bookshelf. Once you flick the lever, a door will open right here. Once you go inside of it, walk to this book over here and click on it. Now let's click this. And once you go back to Please Donate, you now have this strange looking booth of Linden. Make-A-Wish. Using the link in the description or by searching it on Roblox, join a game of Make-A-Wish by Cupful. Once in, you have to type in chat, booth. Now in the last video, you actually had to spam in chat donate to fill up the jar, which actually got a lot of people banned. But now you can just simply press E on this tip jar right here to fill the jar. And once you have filled the tip jar, you can go back to Please Donate and use the Make-A-Wish booth. The Doors booth. This booth is pretty easy to get if you're really good at doors. So if you don't already have the Please Donate badge in doors, I'll be showing you how to get it. So let's go into a regular elevator on doors, and we're gonna have to go to door 50. Now, once we make it past door 50, here we meet Jeff. Now make sure that you've collected money all the way through this playthrough because you're gonna need to fill up Jeff's tip jar. And once his tip jar is full, you'll be able to get this badge and head back into Please Donate to use the Doors booth, the Yippee booth. So in my last video, my explanation of how to get the Yippee booth was pretty bad, and a lot of you were confused on actually how to get the badge on this game. Well, in order to get the Yippee booth, you need to get this badge right here, which is called the Void. And to do so, when you enter Raise a Yippee, you can do this by yourself or with a friend, but you have to complete most of the game, by which I mean you have to have all the items and you have to unlock shop, do all this. But the main thing that you want to do here is have enough money for when you go into the shop, you see this white orb right here. So buy this from shop and then head back all the way to your home with Yippee and feed this to Yippee by putting this in his food bowl. After he eats it, you will enter the Void, which plays this banger in the background, by the way. But if you've successfully done that, you have now obtained the Raise a Yippee booth. Now this booth didn't take as long to get as the Idiotic Investing booth. Now this booth shouldn't take any longer than Raise a Yippee to get if you play it right. Head into Idiotic Investing and join a public match. If you don't know how to play, you have to draw a random drawing and sell it for art. And you'll also be buying art from other people in order to invest and sell more money for it. The objective of the game is to have the most money at the end. But let's talk about the booth. In order to get this booth, you have to be playing a match and this drawing will randomly spawn. Now sometimes it'll just never spawn during a game, sometimes it will. It's completely random. But once you do have it on your screen, you're gonna have to make a bid on it. And you're going to have to win this bid, which shouldn't take too long, right? I mean, it only took me like 3 hours because I suck at the game completely. But after winning the bid, I can finish the rest of the game and head back into Please Donate, finally obtaining the idiotic investing booth. Local Official. This booth requires you to win a game of Local Official while using the Please Donate deck. Make sure you do this while in a public server, otherwise your win won't count towards the badge. If the match you're playing on is based on points, you also have to win that section of the game in order to fully win the game. And once you win the match, you'll be awarded the badge and you can now go back into Please Donate to receive this booth. And that is all of the 3 booths that you can obtain. If you just want a new booth without having to complete quests or go to other games on Roblox, let me introduce you to these shop booths. If you don't know how to buy booths from the shop, you can buy them using these pink coins on the bottom left of your screen. These pink coins, otherwise known as GiftBux, can be obtained by donating or raising Robux in Please Donate, or by using any of these codes on screen. But now that you know what GiftBux are, I'll be showing you every single booth that you can buy in the shop by using GiftBux. I'll also be showing you how much they cost. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this small segment of every single booth that you can get in the shop. And that is every single booth that we can buy with GiftBux. Now, if you were to buy every single booth, it would take you a grand total of 44,565 GiftBux total to buy every single booth from this list. Let's get on to one of the most expensive categories by far, because in this category, the only way to obtain these booths are by spending Robux, which brings me to the Robux Booths. These are booths that you can only obtain by donating to others in the game, or actually just buying booths with Robux. But starting out with the cheapest, the Gold Booth, or the 1000 Robux booth. You can obtain this booth by reaching 1000 donated on the leaderboard. This also unlocks an additional gold handle on a sign if you own one. Next, the Diamond Booth. This booth could be obtained the same way as the Gold Booth, but instead you need to reach 10,000 donated. And again, if you own a sign, your handle will turn blue. Now for the Dark Matter stand, you need to reach 100,000 donated. And when you do reach 100,000 donated, your sign will turn completely blue. Next up, the Futuristic Booth. This booth requires you to reach 1 million donated. Now, once you hit this number, you'll be granted this gray futuristic stand, as well as your sign changing from blue all the way to pink. This also grants you the Smite Hammer tool, which says, quote, "Only those with great generosity shall yield this hammer." And finally, our most expensive booth by far, the Starfall booth, which requires you to reach 10 million donated, something only a handful of players have managed to do on this game. Now, once you do reach this amount donated, you'll be granted the Starfall booth, which looks like this pink booth right here, and the Starfall Endowment Wings, which lets you fly around at crazy speeds as well as plays this awesome animation, all while your sign color remains the same. And if you thought those booths were crazy, wait until you get into the next round of booths. Starting off with the Crane booth, which was released in December 2023 at an outstanding price of 40,000 Robux for a limited time. This booth allows you to sit at the top of the crane and move around a crane that holds your game passes. This can be dragged around other people's booths that can potentially block cars from coming through. And thankfully from here, the booth starts to get a little cheaper. Next, we have the Tank booth, which can be purchased at a price of 14,000 Robux for a limited time. This booth allows you to sit inside of a tank that would let you spin around and shoot Robux wherever you point it at. Next, the Carousel booth, a spinning merry-go-round booth that allows 4 players to sit down on the horses at the booth. The booth will spin around infinitely and play this playful music, and for a limited time, this booth only costs exactly 19,000 Robux. And finally, for our Robux booths, the Elevator booth. This is the tallest out of the bunch because this booth would take you very high into the sky. Like, this booth is so tall that you can see it from outside the shop. This booth features a small elevator box with sliding glass doors. Once inside, the player can choose between 6 floors. The 6th floor being the very top of the booth. And what do you do when you reach the top? Well, There's no way out but down. This booth is in the shop as of me recording this video, and it costs 26,000 Robux. These next two booths won't cost you Robux, but it will still cost you actual money, and I'm talking about the premium booth. Pretty standard. This booth requires you to be a premium player, which costs about $5, depending on where you live. Now, in terms of spending actual money on Please Donate, you need to spend $2.99 on Please Donate VIP in order to obtain the VIP booth. I also want to give a special mention to the 30, 100, and 365 day booths. These don't cost any Robux, but they require you to have a long daily streak in order to get each booth. The current longest streak that I've ever seen in this game is about 1,200. Wow, that was a lot of expensive booths that we just talked about. Let's go on to a different type of category. How about something a little less expensive, but still very hard to obtain? Which brings us to the rare booths. Now, these booths are put in this category because of how few people actually have these booths. The glass booth is a transparent version of the starter booth. Now, this booth is rare because it requires players to purchase it from the shop for 99,999 GiftBux. Now, this also goes for the rainbow booth, which is a colorful version of the starter booth as well. Both of these costing 99,999 GiftBux each. Now, the next booth could only be given by one person, which is Alex. YouTuber Alex has his own booth in Please Donate, this booth. And the only way you could get it was if Alex gave you this booth by typing the command. Now, it's not really clear if he can give you this booth anymore due to the fact that he's not staff anymore, which makes it even more rare. But if you have this booth, let me know in the comments. I want to stop the video here and say that while I was doing research for all these booths, I came across this booth that Zenix had equipped, and I have never seen this in all of my time playing this game. So I headed to Hasm's server and searched what this booth even was, where I met a Please Donate moderator who just dropped the entire rare booth list on me. So I want to give a huge shout out to these people here who have been helping me with this part of the video. For our first extremely rare booth, we have the staff booth. The staff booth is pretty explanatory, as the booth is only given to in-game staff members of Please Donate. And according to the group, only 27 people total have this booth, 37 if you count the contributors as well. Next, the legacy booth. Now, this is one of those shop booths, and just like the glass and rainbow booth, I didn't include it in the shop list because in order to buy this, you need to buy it with 1 million GiftBux. And unless you have a creator code in-game or 200,000 Robux to spend on a GiftBux farm, there's really no other way to get this booth. The booth that comes next is the RDC 2024 booth. Every year, Roblox holds an invite-only developer conference for creators, influencers, and partners. Based on just context itself, this booth seems to be only given to players who attended RDC 24, the airplane booth. I couldn't get any context on what this booth was. From what I'm guessing, this might be a shop booth that will replace the elevator booth, or is just an unreleased booth. Nonetheless, it looks pretty cool. The invisible booth. Kind of like the glass booth, the booth is a clear version of the default booth model, but is completely invisible. Besides the text and the added highlight, I don't think this booth will ever be in the shop, but will remain exclusive to developers and Quotan staff only. The robot booth. About 1 or 2 years ago, Hasm released the AI booth. This booth worked kind of like ChatGPT, but you could talk to it in-game. Previously, the booth was a dark blue color and looks like the dark matter stand, and only worked if Hasm was in-game. But today, the booth has changed to the updated model and apparently works everywhere. That's if you can find a developer with it. The Overseer booth. So the story behind this booth is that the booth was created by Blaze Imperium, and the booth can only be given out by Hasm. This is the booth that we initially saw earlier when trying to offline donate Zenix. And last but not least for our rare booths, we have the Black Hole booth. Only a select number of people actually have this booth, and my guess would be that it is only given to contributors of the game. I actually got a clip of the booth a few months back with one of the contributors, and luckily I did because I tried to see the booth again today and for some reason it didn't work. Now that we've got the rarest booths out of the way, let me tell you about some booths that are no longer obtainable. I'm going to introduce you to the most forgettable booth, which is the Apeirophobia booth. The booth was obtainable if you found the booth inside of the game Apeirophobia. This booth was available for a few months during the first few months of Please Donate being released, but was later removed for unknown reasons. The 1-year anniversary booth. To celebrate the 1-year anniversary of Please Donate hosted an event where if you showed up, you would be able to witness this animation right here, where it showed the evolution of the old maps of Please Donate and how the game has progressed over time. Not only that, but you were also rewarded this booth if you stuck around till the end. And just a month later, in March of 2023, Please Donate had a donation madness, where if you donated to anybody during this donation madness event, you would get this booth right here, which for some reason is still not anchored to this day. the PLS booth. Last year, Please Donate partnered with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society to help spread awareness of blood cancer. And to help with this, you could buy limited items that were sold by PLS in Please Donate shop. But if you did buy any of the items, you were awarded the PLS booth, which was only available for about a month. Please Donate also did a collab with the Unicorn Academy, where if you bought any of the UGC items the Unicorn Academy had to offer, just like the PLS booth, you could get this booth right here. Unfortunately though, it was kind of a 50-50 of if the game actually wanted to give you the booth, because a lot of people bought the items that were on the booth, but not a lot of people actually received the booth in return. The World Cup booth. To celebrate the World Cup 2022, players of Please Donate were given a chance to choose between France or Argentina. And if you voted the winning team, you would receive this booth. Now, I actually won this booth on my alt, but now that I'm checking my alt, the booth seems to have disappeared for some reason. Maybe it's just my account, but here's an old clip that I can find of it. The UFO booth. To celebrate Please Donate's new map release, the developers of Please Donate created an event so you can say goodbye to the old Please Donate map for the last time as aliens took over. The only problem was the event broke last minute and players were met with a white screen rather than this amazing boss fight right here. The developers released a new code for players to redeem and get this UFO booth, and as of today, this code is no longer available. The next two booths also required a code to use in this specific date in order to receive it. Valentine's Day 2023 and 2024, you could receive this Valentine's Day booth by using the code Valentine's 2023 or Valentine's 2024. I'm sure it'll come back for Valentine's 2025. But there was also a booth to celebrate the 4th of July of 2024. The 4th of July booth, which required users to redeem the code PD4July, and maybe it'll come back next year, just like the Valentine's booth. And one more code booth that we had was the Glass Animals booth. Please Donate collabed with Glass Animals for a contest where you could submit a booth design for Glass Animals' next album, and you could win 1 million Robux. I'm not sure if anyone actually won, but Glass Animals was in Please Donate for about a week, and I guess they left. But now we have this new cool booth right here. And last but not least, the final booth from this list, the Hunt booth. Now the Hunt booth could only be obtained if you completed the Hunt badge for Please Donate in 2024, where you collected diamonds from a mine and completed a minigame in order to donate to Carlos. This booth was available for about a month, and his guitar is still left on the map to this day. And that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this very long and detailed tutorial. This took absolutely forever to make, and if you like this sort of video, make sure to hit the subscribe button because I'm going to be coming out with more Please Donate content. And if you discovered a booth through this video that you never knew about, comment down below and comment the timestamps of each booth for a chance to get your comment pinned. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you later. This has been Mark, and see ya!